Hey Flag fans, I'm Gray, and welcome back to Flag Facts. Today's show is all about what can certainly be called one hot topic, flag burning. Many of you have probably heard that it is illegal to burn the American flag, but is this really true? Well, the short answer is no. It is not illegal to burn the American flag. So, if that's the case, why do so many people think it's illegal? Is this just another flag flying myth? Well, the history is a little more complicated. Flag burning has long been a controversial topic, and examples of flag desecration laws can be found as far back as the Civil War. By the mid-20th century, flag desecration laws were on the books in 48 of the 50 states. The American flag is one of the country's most cherished symbols, and as such, the act of burning it is seen as deeply disrespectful. It is an inherently political act and is often intended to express sharp criticism of the state. And speaking of criticism of the state, that brings us to the Vietnam War. By the late 1960s, public protests against the Vietnam War were increasingly common, which in turn sparked an increase in flag desecrations. During one such anti-war protest in 1967, demonstrators were photographed burning the American flag. The incident was widely publicized and provoked a national outrage. In response, Congress passed the Flag Protection Act of 1968, which did in fact make it illegal to burn the American flag, or mutilate, defile, or deface it in any other way. So, there you go. That's the mystery solved. For a time, it was indeed illegal to burn the American flag. But that all changed in 1989. In 1984, a man named Gregory Lee Johnson was arrested in Texas after publicly burning an American flag at the Republican National Convention. Johnson was convicted under a Texas law and was sentenced to 1 year in prison and ordered to pay a $2,000 fine. Johnson appealed the ruling, and his case eventually made it all the way to the Supreme Court. On June 21, 1989, the court upheld Johnson's right to burn the flag in a controversial 5-4 decision, which argued that the flag burning as an act of protest was protected under the First Amendment. Justice William Brennan wrote the majority decision and was joined by Justices Anthony Kennedy, Thurgood Marshall, Harry Blackmun, and Antonin Scalia. Chief Justice William Rehnquist dissented and was joined by Justices John Paul Stevens, Sandra Day O'Connor, and Byron White. In his opinion, Justice Brennan wrote that Johnson was convicted for engaging in expressive conduct. The state's interest in preventing breaches of the peace does not support his conviction because Johnson's conduct did not threaten to disturb the peace. Nor does the state's interest in preserving the flag as a symbol of nationhood and national unity justify his criminal conviction for engaging in political expression. In his concurrence, Justice Kennedy candidly expressed his distaste for the act, but his support of its legality, saying, "The hard fact is that sometimes we must make decisions we do not like. We make them because they are right in the sense that the law and the Constitution, as we see them, compel the result." In response to the Johnson decision, which actually only applied to the Texas flag desecration law, Congress passed the Flag Protection Act of 1989. The law, however, was short-lived, as the Supreme Court struck it down in the 1990 case, the United States v. Eichmann. In another 5-4 decision, the court once again upheld the right to burn the flag under the First Amendment, citing the Johnson case. To this day, the rulings remain somewhat controversial, and there have even been several attempts in Congress to amend the Constitution to prohibit flag desecration. In 2006, one such effort nearly succeeded, but failed to secure enough support in the Senate, losing by just one vote. In 2016, then-President-elect Donald Trump suggested on Twitter that anyone who burns the flag should face either loss of citizenship or a year in jail. However, that never went anywhere, and ultimately, the general consensus seems to be that flag burning, while offensive, is not a crime. In 2015, Justice Antonin Scalia, who cast the deciding vote in the Johnson case, summed it up like this: "If it were up to me, I would put in jail every sandal-wearing, scruffy-bearded weirdo who burns the American flag, but I am not king." Right, so that answers the question about its legality. But what about flag disposal? Luckily, that is a less complicated question. The U.S. Flag Code states, "The flag, when it is in such condition that it is no longer a fitting emblem for display, should be destroyed in a dignified way, preferably by burning." So yes, it is appropriate to dispose of a worn-out American flag by burning it respectfully. That said, you should only do that when and where it is safe to do so. As a general rule, you shouldn't burn nylon or other synthetic flags as they create toxic fumes. So if you do have an old flag, be sure to check to see what it is made of when deciding whether or not to burn it. If you're unsure about the material or simply don't want to burn it yourself, many government offices, flag stores, and VFW posts have flag disposal boxes outside of their buildings. And there you go. That's what you need to know about flag burning. So what do you think? Should it be illegal to burn the flag? Did the Supreme Court make the right call? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're down there, be sure to like and subscribe for more flag-related content just like this. If you're in the market for an American flag or any other flag, head on over to FlagandBanner.com for all your flag flying needs. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time on Flag Facts.